In the journey of life, failure is often seen as a setback, a blow to our confidence, and a halt in our progress. Yet, hidden within every failure is a powerful lesson, an opportunity to grow, and a stepping stone toward success. Learning from failure is not just about overcoming challenges. It's about transforming our perspective and harnessing the true potential of our experiences. Every time we fail, we are provided with a mirror reflecting our weaknesses, our blind spots, and the areas where we can improve. It is in these moments of vulnerability that we gain the most profound insights about ourselves and our abilities. Failure teaches us humility, reminding us that we are not infallible and that growth is a continuous journey. Consider the stories of the world's most successful individuals, and you will find a common thread of repeated failures. Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His perseverance exemplifies the power of persistence and the importance of viewing failure as a learning process rather than a final verdict. Learning from failure involves a conscious effort to analyze and understand what went wrong. It's about dissecting the experience, identifying the missteps, and extracting valuable lessons that can be applied in the future. This process requires honesty and self-reflection, as well as a willingness to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. It is through this introspection that we develop resilience and adaptability, essential traits for achieving long-term success. Moreover, failure cultivates a growth mindset, a concept popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck. A growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. When we view failure as a natural part of the learning process, we shift from a fixed mindset where failure is seen as a reflection of our limitations to a growth mindset, where failure is a catalyst for development and innovation. In the realm of personal and professional growth, failure acts as a powerful motivator. It pushes us out of our comfort zones, encouraging us to take risks and explore new possibilities. Each failure becomes a valuable experience that builds our character, strengthens our resolve, and enhances our creativity. It teaches us to be resourceful, to think critically, and to approach problems with a fresh perspective. Additionally, failure fosters empathy and compassion. When we experience setbacks, we become more understanding of others' struggles and more supportive of their efforts. This empathy not only strengthens our relationships, but also creates a collaborative environment where collective growth is possible. Sharing our failures and the lessons learned can inspire others, showing them that they are not alone in their journey and that success is often paved with challenges. It's important to remember that failure is not the end but a beginning, a chance to start anew with greater wisdom and clarity. It is a testament to our courage to try, to dream, and to strive for something greater. By embracing failure, we unlock our true potential and set the stage for remarkable achievements. Failure is not merely an isolated incident but part of a continuous cycle of learning and growth. It's an essential component of any meaningful journey, be it personal, academic, or professional. When we accept failure as a natural and necessary part of life, we can embrace it without fear and harness its transformative power. Outside the realm of scientific discovery, many of the world's greatest inventions and breakthroughs were preceded by numerous failed attempts. The scientists and inventors who brought about these innovations were not deterred by their failures. Instead, they saw each failure as a crucial experiment, providing data and insights that eventually led to success. Failure in science is not just expected but essential. In entrepreneurship, failure is equally significant. The most successful entrepreneurs have often faced multiple business failures before finding success. They view each failure as a lesson in resilience, strategy, and market understanding. These experiences teach them to pivot, adapt, and persevere. The startup culture, in particular, celebrates failure as a rite of passage. Stories of failed ventures are shared openly, creating a culture where learning from mistakes is valued and encouraged. Educationally, teaching students to embrace failure is crucial for their development. A learning environment that allows for mistakes and treats them as part of the learning process fosters creativity and critical thinking. Students learn to take risks, explore new ideas, and develop problem-solving skills. When failure is stigmatized, students may fear taking risks, leading to a fixed mindset that hinders their potential. On a personal level, failure helps us build emotional strength and character. Life is filled with ups and downs, and our ability to navigate these fluctuations determines our overall well-being. Each failure we encounter teaches us how to cope with disappointment, manage stress, and develop a positive outlook. It helps us build a toolkit of coping mechanisms that are essential for maintaining mental health and emotional balance. Failure also enhances our appreciation of success. Achievements that come without struggle or difficulty are often taken for granted. However, when we have faced and overcome failures, our successes are much sweeter and more meaningful. They serve as a testament to our hard work, perseverance, and ability to learn and grow. Moreover, failure can be a source of innovation. When traditional methods fail, it forces us to think outside the box and come up with creative solutions. Many groundbreaking ideas and products have emerged from the ashes of failure. By challenging conventional wisdom and exploring uncharted territories, we can discover new opportunities and create value in ways that were previously unimaginable. It's also important to recognize the role of support systems in learning from failure. Having a network of mentors, peers, and loved ones who can provide guidance, encouragement, and constructive feedback is invaluable. These relationships offer different perspectives and help us see failures not as personal flaws, but as shared experiences from which we can all learn and grow. Building a strong support system can create a safety net that allows us to take risks and face failures with confidence. In essence, failure is not a roadblock but a stepping stone on the path to success. It shapes our character, hones our skills, and strengthens our resolve. By viewing failure as a valuable teacher, we can transform our setbacks into powerful lessons and use them as fuel for our journey toward excellence. To truly harness the power of failure, we must cultivate a mindset that welcomes challenges and sees every failure as an opportunity to learn and improve. This mindset is not innate, but developed through practice, reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. By embracing failure, we can unlock our full potential and achieve heights we never thought possible. So, the next time you face a failure, remember, it is not a mark of defeat, but a badge of courage. It signifies that you dared to try, to dream, and to push the boundaries of your abilities. Each failure brings you one step closer to success, arming you with the knowledge, experience, and resilience needed to achieve your goals. Embrace failure, learn from it, and let it be the wind beneath your wings on your journey to greatness. Failure teaches us one of life's most valuable virtues: patience. In a world increasingly driven by instant gratification, the ability to wait, endure, and persist is becoming rare. When we fail, we are reminded that great things take time and effort. The road to success is rarely a straight path. It is often winding and filled with obstacles. Thomas Edison's journey in inventing the light bulb is a prime example of this. Despite numerous failures, he did not give up but continued his experiments with relentless determination. Each failure brought him closer to the solution, demonstrating that persistence, in the face of repeated setbacks, is crucial for eventual success. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is another crucial trait nurtured by failure. When we encounter setbacks and learn to rise from them, we build emotional and psychological strength. This resilience is not only beneficial for overcoming future challenges, but also for maintaining a positive outlook in the face of uncertainty. Resilience is a key component of mental health. It equips us to handle stress, recover from disappointments, and continue pursuing our goals with renewed vigor. By learning from failure, we develop a mindset that sees challenges as temporary and surmountable, rather than insurmountable barriers. One of the most effective ways to learn from failure is through reflective practice. This involves taking the time to carefully analyze our failures, understand what went wrong, and develop strategies to improve. Reflective practice turns failure into a constructive experience, enabling us to gain insights and apply them in future endeavors. Reflective practice can be done through journaling, discussions with mentors, or personal contemplation. By regularly reflecting on our experiences, we can identify patterns, recognize our strengths and weaknesses, and make informed decisions moving forward. Failure often instills fear of judgment, fear of inadequacy, and fear of trying again. However, by shifting our perspective from fear to curiosity, we can transform how we experience and respond to failure. Curiosity encourages us to ask questions like, what can I learn from this? Or how can I approach this differently next time? This shift in mindset opens up a world of possibilities and fosters a proactive approach to problem solving. Curiosity-driven learning leads to innovation and creativity. It encourages us to explore new methodologies, seek out new knowledge, and continuously improve. By viewing failure through the lens of curiosity, we can diminish its negative emotional impact and instead use it as a springboard for growth. When shared openly, experiences of failure can contribute to collective wisdom. In organizations, fostering a culture where failures are discussed openly and constructively can lead to significant improvements in processes, products, and strategies. This collective learning helps create an environment where innovation thrives and individuals feel empowered to take risks and experiment. For example, in the tech industry, post-mortem analyses of failed projects are common practice. These analyses involve thorough examinations of what went wrong, why it happened, and how it can be prevented in the future. The lessons learned from these failures are then shared across the organization, benefiting everyone and enhancing the collective knowledge base. Creativity flourishes in an environment where failure is accepted as part of the process. Artists, writers, musicians, and other creative professionals often experience numerous rejections and setbacks before achieving recognition. Each failure serves as a learning experience, helping them refine their craft, develop their unique voice, and push the boundaries of their creativity. For instance, renowned authors like J.K. Rowling and Stephen King faced multiple rejections before their works were published. Their persistence in the face of failure not only led to eventual success, but also inspired countless others to pursue their creative passions without fear of rejection. Failure is also an integral part of building and maintaining personal relationships. Misunderstandings, disagreements, and conflicts are inevitable, but they provide opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. By learning from these failures, we can improve our communication skills, develop empathy, and strengthen our bonds with others. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual understanding and the ability to navigate conflicts constructively. When we view relational failures as opportunities to learn and grow, we can build more resilient and fulfilling connections. Societal attitudes toward failure significantly influence how individuals perceive and respond to it. In cultures where failure is stigmatized, individuals may be less likely to take risks or pursue innovative ideas. Conversely, in cultures that view failure as a learning experience, there is greater openness to experimentation and entrepreneurship. Changing societal perceptions of failure involves promoting stories of resilience and success achieved through perseverance. Highlighting the journeys of those who have overcome failures can inspire others to adopt a more positive and constructive attitude toward their own setbacks. Embracing failure is a powerful catalyst for growth, innovation, and personal development. By shifting our perspective and seeing failure not as an end but as a vital part of our journey, we unlock the potential for extraordinary achievements. Every failure carries within it the seeds of success, waiting to be cultivated through reflection, persistence, and a willingness to learn. Let us celebrate failure as a teacher, a motivator, and a crucial element of our growth. By learning from our failures, we become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Each failure is a testament to our courage to dream, to strive, and to push beyond our limits. So, let failure be the forge that hones our skills and the beacon that guides our path to greatness. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it propel you toward your ultimate success. Let us celebrate failure as a teacher, a motivator, and a crucial element. One of the most profound lessons failure teaches us is adaptability. In one of the most profound lessons failure teaches us is adaptability. In an ever-changing world, the ability to adapt to new circumstances and pivot when necessary is crucial. Failure forces us to rethink our strategies, question our assumptions, and be flexible in our approach. Charles Darwin famously noted that it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Failure compels us to be responsive, to adjust our sails when the winds change, and to navigate new waters with confidence and ingenuity. Emotional intelligence (EQ) is the ability to understand and manage our own emotions and the emotions of others. Failures often evoke strong emotional responses, such as frustration, disappointment, and even anger. Learning to process and manage these emotions constructively is a key aspect of emotional intelligence. When we fail, we learn to cope with setbacks, regulate our emotional responses, and develop empathy towards others who face similar challenges. This emotional resilience enhances our interpersonal skills, making us better communicators, leaders, and collaborators. Creating environments that tolerate and even encourage failure can lead to remarkable innovation and progress. In organizations, a failure-treating environments that tolerate and even encourage failure can lead to remarkable innovation and progress. In organizations, a failure-tolerant culture fosters creativity and risk-taking, essential components of breakthrough innovations. A failure-tolerant environment also promotes psychological safety, where individuals feel safe to express their ideas, take risks, and admit mistakes. This psychological safety enhances team performance, fosters open communication, and drives collective learning. Success is rarely a linear path. It is often iterative, involving cycles of trial, error, and refinement. Each failure provides critical feedback that informs the next iteration. This iterative process is evident in fields such as software development, where agile methodologies emphasize continuous improvement through regular feedback and adjustments. In creative fields, the iterative process is equally important. Writers, for example, often go through numerous drafts, receiving feedback and making revisions until their work reaches its final form. This iterative nature of success underscores the importance of perseverance and the willingness to continuously improve. Failure often closes one door but opens another, revealing new opportunities and pathways. When we fail, we are pushed out of our comfort zones and into new areas of exploration. This can lead to unexpected and serendipitous discoveries. For example, the development of penicillin, one of the most significant medical breakthroughs, was the result of a failed experiment. Alexander Fleming's accidental discovery of the antibiotic properties of mold led to the development of penicillin, saving countless lives. This serendipitous discovery underscores the potential of failure to lead to unforeseen opportunities. History is replete with examples of failures that have led to significant progress. The Apollo 13 mission, although a failure in its original objective to land on the moon, became a triumphant example of human ingenuity and teamwork in the face of adversity. The lessons learned from the mission's challenges contributed to the safety and success of future space missions. Similarly, the financial crisis of 2008, while devastating, led to important reforms in financial regulations and risk management practices. By studying these historical failures, we can gain valuable insights into how to prevent similar issues in the future and build more resilient systems. Failure shapes our character, teaching us virtues such as humility, courage, and perseverance. It reminds us of our limitations and the need for continuous self-improvement. By confronting our failures, we develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our capabilities. Humility, in particular, is a virtue that grows from failure. When we fail, we are reminded that we are not infallible, and this awareness fosters a sense of humility. This humility makes us more approachable, empathetic, and open to learning from others. Philosophical and spiritual traditions often emphasize the importance of failure in the journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. In Buddhism, for example, suffering and failure are seen as essential components of personal growth and the path to enlightenment. These experiences teach us about impermanence, the nature of attachment, and the importance of resilience. Similarly, existentialist philosophers like Søren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche viewed failure and suffering as integral to the human experience. They believed that confronting and overcoming these challenges is essential for achieving authenticity and self-actualization. In educational settings, encouraging a healthy attitude towards failure can significantly enhance learning outcomes. Schools and universities that create an environment where students feel safe to take intellectual risks and learn from their mistakes foster deeper understanding and critical thinking skills. Project-based learning, where students tackle real-world problems and learn through trial and error, exemplifies this approach. By engaging in projects that have no clear right or wrong answers, students develop problem-solving skills, creativity, and resilience. On a societal level, failure can be a catalyst for social change and progress. Many social movements have arisen from the recognition of systemic failures and injustices. The civil rights movement, for example, was driven by the recognition of the failures of existing social and legal systems to provide equal rights and justice for all. By addressing these failures, society can evolve and improve. Social reforms, policy changes, and new initiatives often emerge from the acknowledgement of past failures and the commitment to creating a better future. Failure is a powerful force that shapes our lives, our character, and our achievements. It teaches us adaptability, resilience, emotional intelligence, and humility. It fosters innovation, creativity, and collective learning. By embracing failure and learning from it, we unlock our potential and pave the way for remarkable achievements. Let us not fear failure, but welcome it as an integral part of our journey. Each failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, and an opportunity for growth. By transforming our perspective on failure, we can turn setbacks into comebacks and challenges into triumphs. Remember, the path to greatness is often paved with failures. Embrace them, learn from them, and let them propel you toward your ultimate success. Effective leadership is often forged in the crucible of failure. Leaders who have experienced failure firsthand are better equipped to guide their teams through challenges and uncertainties. They understand the importance of resilience, adaptability, and perseverance. Failure teaches leaders to be empathetic and supportive, fostering a culture where team members feel valued and encouraged to take risks. Great leaders like Abraham Lincoln and Winston Churchill faced numerous failures and setbacks in their political careers. Their ability to learn from these experiences, coupled with their resilience, made them exemplary leaders who could inspire and lead through difficult times. These leaders demonstrate that failure can be a badge of honor. Silicon Valley's mantra, "Fail fast, fail often," underscores the importance of quickly iterating and learning from mistakes to drive technological advancements. This approach encourages a culture of continuous experimentation, where failure is seen not as a setback but as an essential step toward innovation. Communities that openly discuss and learn from failures build stronger, more resilient bonds. When individuals share their experiences of failure, it fosters a sense of solidarity and mutual support. This collective learning helps communities navigate challenges more effectively and promotes a culture of continuous improvement. For example, in the entrepreneurial community, events like Fail can celebrate failure as an integral part of the entrepreneurial journey. These gatherings provide a platform for entrepreneurs to share their stories, learn from each other's mistakes, and support one another in their ventures. This communal approach to failure encourages risk-taking and innovation, benefiting the entire community. Philosophically, failure challenges us to confront our limitations and seek deeper meaning in our experiences. Existentialist thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus explored the themes of failure and absurdity, emphasizing the importance of creating meaning in the face of adversity. Failure prompts us to reflect on our values, our purpose, and the nature of our existence. In the realm of Stoicism, philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca viewed failure and hardship as opportunities for personal growth. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. By embracing failure with equanimity, we cultivate inner strength and tranquility. Psychologically, failure can be a catalyst for profound personal growth. It challenges our self-concept and forces us to reevaluate our goals and strategies. This process of introspection and self-assessment is crucial for developing a resilient and adaptive mindset. Positive psychology, a field pioneered by Martin Seligman, emphasizes the importance of learning from failure to build a fulfilling and meaningful life. According to Seligman, resilience and the ability to bounce back from adversity are key components of well-being. By viewing failure as an opportunity for growth, we can enhance our psychological resilience and overall happiness. Lifelong learning is a journey marked by continuous growth, curiosity, and, inevitably, failure. Embracing failure as part of this journey allows us to remain open to new experiences and knowledge. It encourages us to take on new challenges, expand our horizons, and develop new skills throughout our lives. The concept of a growth mindset, introduced by psychologist Carol Dweck, highlights the importance of viewing failure as a natural part of the learning process. A growth mindset fosters a love of learning and a resilience that is essential for personal and professional development. By adopting this mindset, we can turn failures into stepping stones on our path to lifelong success. Society as a whole benefits when failure is seen as a valuable learning experience. Policies and educational systems that encourage risk-taking and resilience can foster a culture of innovation and progress. By creating environments where failure is accepted and learned from, societies can unlock the creative potential of their citizens. Countries that invest in research and development, despite the high risk of failure, often lead in technological and scientific advancements. This willingness to embrace failure at a societal level drives progress and improves the quality of life for all citizens. On a deeply personal level, reflecting on our failures can lead to greater self-awareness and personal growth. Journaling, meditation, and conversations with trusted friends or mentors can help us process our failures and extract valuable lessons. This reflective practice enables us to understand our motivations, recognize our strengths and weaknesses, and develop a clearer vision for our future. Personal reflections on failure also help us develop gratitude and appreciation for our successes. By acknowledging the struggles and setbacks we have overcome, we can cultivate a sense of accomplishment and resilience. The multifaceted impact of learning from failure cannot be overstated. It shapes our character, enhances our leadership skills, drives innovation, and builds resilient communities. Failure challenges us philosophically and psychologically, pushing us to grow and adapt in ways we never thought possible. Embracing failure as an integral part of our journey allows us to unlock our full potential and achieve extraordinary things. Each failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, and an opportunity for growth. By transforming our perspective on failure, we can turn setbacks into comebacks and challenges into triumphs. So, let failure be your teacher, your guide, and your ally. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it propel you toward your ultimate success. Remember, it is not the fall that defines us, but how we rise from it that shapes our destiny. Each failure brings you one step closer to greatness. Embrace the journey, and let your failures illuminate the path to your dreams. In the scientific community, failure is often seen as a natural part of the discovery process. Each failed experiment or incorrect hypothesis provides valuable data that informs future research. Scientists understand that failure is not the end, but a critical step in the iterative process of experimentation and discovery. The story of Marie Curie is a testament to this mindset. Despite facing numerous obstacles and failures in her research on radioactivity, she persisted. Her groundbreaking work led to the discovery of radium and polonium, and she became the first person to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific fields. On a societal level, acknowledging and learning from failure can lead to significant progress and reform. Social movements and public policy changes often arise from the recognition of systemic failures. By addressing these failures head-on, societies can create more just and equitable systems. The civil rights movement in the United States is a powerful example. The widespread failures in providing equal rights and justice to all citizens prompted activists to demand change. The subsequent reforms and advancements in civil rights were driven by the collective recognition of these failures and the commitment to creating a better society. Educational systems that embrace failure as a learning tool can foster environments where students develop resilience and critical thinking skills. Traditional education models often emphasize success and perfection, which can discourage students from taking risks and exploring new ideas. By shifting the focus to the learning process and the value of making mistakes, educators can cultivate a growth mindset in students. Innovative educational approaches, such as project-based learning and inquiry-based learning, encourage students to engage in hands-on projects and real-world problem-solving. These methods allow students to experiment, fail, and learn from their mistakes in a supportive environment. This approach not only enhances academic skills, but also prepares students for the complexities and uncertainties of the real world. From a psychological perspective, embracing failure can lead to improved mental health and well-being. Acknowledging and learning from failure reduces a fear of making mistakes and builds self-confidence. This shift in mindset allows individuals who approach challenges with a sense of curiosity and resilience rather than fear and avoidance. Therapeutic approaches such as cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT) often involve reframing negative thoughts and experiences, including failures, in a more positive and constructive light. By viewing failure as a natural part of life and an opportunity for growth, individuals can reduce anxiety and build a more positive self-image. In personal relationships, failure can lead to deeper connections and mutual understanding. Misunderstandings and conflicts are inevitable, but how we handle these failures can strengthen our relationships. By acknowledging our mistakes, taking responsibility, and working through challenges together, we build trust and intimacy. For example, couples who navigate conflicts constructively often emerge with a stronger bond. By viewing failures and disagreements as opportunities for growth and learning, partners can develop better communication skills, empathy, and a deeper appreciation for each other. Philosophical traditions offer profound insights into the nature of failure and its role in human existence. Existentialist philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus explored the themes of failure, absurdity, and the search for meaning. They argued that confronting and accepting the inherent challenges and failures of life is essential for authentic existence. In Eastern philosophies, such as Buddhism, failure and suffering are seen as integral to the human experience and as opportunities for enlightenment. The concept of impermanence teaches us that failure is a natural part of life's ebb and flow, encouraging us to let go of attachments and embrace the present moment. Creativity thrives in an environment where failure is not only accepted but celebrated. Artists, writers, and musicians often encounter numerous rejections and setbacks before achieving recognition. Each failure provides an opportunity to refine their craft and develop their unique voice. The creative process is inherently experimental, involving trial and error. By embracing failure, creative individuals can push boundaries, explore new ideas, and innovate. Famous creators like Vincent van Gogh and Emily Dickinson, whose work was not fully appreciated during their lifetimes, continued to create despite repeated failures and rejections, leaving a lasting legacy. In the business world, failure is often a precursor to innovation and success. Entrepreneurs who learn from their failures can pivot and adapt, leading to successful ventures. The concept of failing forward emphasizes the importance of using failure as a learning tool to achieve long-term success. The story of Steve Jobs and Apple is a notable example. Jobs faced numerous failures, including being ousted from the company he co-founded. However, he used these experiences to learn, grow, and eventually lead Apple to unprecedented success with groundbreaking products like the iPhone and iPad. Athletes often face failures and setbacks, from losing games to sustaining injuries. These experiences can teach valuable lessons about perseverance, discipline, and mental toughness. Successful athletes use failures as motivation to improve their performance and achieve their goals. Michael Jordan, considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, famously said, "I failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." His failures on and off the court fueled his determination and drive, leading to his legendary career. Different cultures have varying attitudes toward failure. In some cultures, failure is heavily stigmatized, while in others, it is seen as a natural and valuable part of the learning process. Understanding these cultural differences can enhance global collaboration and innovation. In Japan, the concept of kaizen, or continuous improvement, embraces failure as an opportunity for learning and growth. This mindset has been integral to Japan's success in various industries, including manufacturing and technology. By fostering a culture that values learning from failure, organizations can drive continuous improvement and innovation. The multifaceted impact of learning from failure is profound and far-reaching. It shapes our personal and professional lives, influences societal progress, and drives innovation and creativity. By embracing failure as a natural and valuable part of our journey, we unlock our potential for growth and achievement. Failure teaches us resilience, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. It fosters creativity, innovation, and lifelong learning. On a societal level, acknowledging and learning from failure can lead to significant progress and reform. Philosophically and psychologically, failure challenges us to find meaning and develop a positive mindset. Embracing failure is not about seeking it out, but about recognizing its value when it occurs. By transforming our perspective on failure, we can turn setbacks into stepping stones and challenges into opportunities. Failure can play a crucial role in shaping our values and ethical frameworks. When we experience failure, especially in moral or ethical decisions, we are compelled to reflect on our actions and their consequences. This reflection often leads to a deeper understanding of our core values and principles. For example, individuals who fail to uphold ethical standards in professional settings may face repercussions that force them to reassess their behavior and decision-making processes. This reassessment can lead to the development of a stronger moral compass and a commitment to integrity and ethical behavior in the future. Experiencing failure can significantly enhance our empathy towards others. When we face setbacks and challenges, we become more attuned to the struggles and difficulties that others might be experiencing. This shared understanding fosters a sense of compassion and connection, which is essential for building strong, supportive communities. Empathy development is crucial in professions that involve caregiving and support, such as healthcare, counseling, and social work. Professionals in these fields often encounter failure in various forms, whether it's an unsuccessful treatment or a misdiagnosis. These experiences teach them to approach their work with greater sensitivity and understanding, ultimately improving the care they provide. In the realm of environmental sustainability, failures can provide critical insights that drive progress and innovation. Environmental initiatives often involve complex systems and unforeseen challenges. When projects fail, the lessons learned can inform better practices and more effective solutions. For instance, the early failures in renewable energy technologies, such as solar and wind power, have led to significant advancements and efficiency improvements. By studying what went wrong, researchers and engineers have been able to develop more reliable and cost-effective solutions, contributing to the global shift towards sustainable energy. In the arts, failure is an integral part of the creative process. Artists, musicians, writers, and performers often face rejection, criticism, and setbacks. These experiences can be deeply challenging, but they also fuel creativity and innovation. Each failure pushes the artist to explore new techniques, ideas, and perspectives. Consider the story of Vincent van Gogh, whose work was largely unrecognized during his lifetime. Despite numerous setbacks and personal struggles, Van Gogh continued to create art that was deeply personal and innovative. Today, his work is celebrated for its emotional depth and groundbreaking style. His story illustrates how persistence in the face of failure can lead to lasting artistic legacy. In the field of technology, failure is a catalyst for innovation and advancement. Tech giants like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft have all experienced significant failures in their product lines and initiatives. These failures have provided valuable lessons that have shaped their current success. For example, Amazon's early failure with the Fire Phone taught the company important lessons about market demand and consumer preferences. These insights were instrumental in the development and success of later products like the Kindle and Echo. In technology, each failure is a stepping stone toward creating more user-centric and innovative solutions. In sports, failure is often seen as a critical component of an athlete's development. Training regimens are designed to push athletes to their limits, and failures along the way are inevitable. These experiences teach athletes how to cope with setbacks, manage pressure, and maintain focus on their long-term goals. Take the story of Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time. Phelps faced numerous challenges and setbacks throughout his career, including struggles with mental health. By learning from these experiences and using them to fuel his determination, Phelps achieved unprecedented success and became an inspiration to athletes worldwide. Within organizations, how failure is perceived and managed can significantly impact the overall culture and performance. Companies that foster a culture of learning from failure encourage innovation and continuous improvement. Employees feel empowered to take risks and experiment, knowing that failures will be viewed as learning opportunities rather than mistakes to be punished. Organizations like Pixar and Didio exemplified this approach. Pixar's iterative process of developing stories involves numerous drafts and revisions, with each failure contributing to the refinement of the final product. IDEO's design thinking methodology emphasizes prototyping and testing, our failures are integral to the design process and ultimate success. In personal relationships, failure and conflict are inevitable, but also invaluable for growth and deeper connection. When relationships face challenges, the way individuals navigate these failures can strengthen their bonds. Open communication, empathy, and mutual support during times of failure build trust and resilience. For example, couples who face and overcome challenges together often report stronger and more fulfilling relationships. By learning from their failures and working through difficulties, they develop a deeper understanding and appreciation of each other. This process reinforces their commitment and enhances their emotional connection. Understanding and accepting failure is also critical for mental health. Society often places immense pressure on individuals to succeed, leading to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues when failures occur. By fostering a healthier perspective on failure, we can reduce these pressures and promote mental well-being. Mental health professionals emphasize the importance of resilience and coping strategies for dealing with failure. Techniques such as mindfulness, cognitive reframing, and support networks help individuals manage the emotional impact of failure and use it as a stepping stone for personal growth and development. Philosophers have long explored the nature of failure and its implications for human existence. Friedrich Nietzsche's concept of amor fati, or the love of one's fate, encourages embracing all aspects of life, including failures, as essential components of our journey. This perspective fosters acceptance and resilience, allowing individuals to find meaning and purpose even in their struggles. Similarly, the existentialist philosophy of Søren Kierkegaard and Jean-Paul Sartre emphasizes the importance of confronting failure and adversity to achieve authentic existence. By facing our limitations and failures, we gain deeper insights into our true selves and our place in the world. Cultural attitudes toward failure can significantly influence how individuals and societies approach risk and innovation. In some cultures, failure is heavily stigmatized, leading to a fear of taking risks and a reluctance to innovate. In others, failure is seen as a natural part of the learning process, encouraging experimentation and growth. In the United States, the entrepreneurial spirit is often celebrated, with failure viewed as a badge of honor and a necessary step toward success. This cultural attitude has fostered a thriving environment for startups and innovation. Conversely, in cultures where failure is less accepted, individuals may be more risk-averse, potentially hindering progress and creativity. The expansive impact of learning from failure is evident across all facets of life, from personal development and professional growth to societal advancement and cultural evolution. Failure is not just a setback but a powerful catalyst for learning, growth, and transformation. By embracing failure, we build resilience, foster innovation, and develop deeper empathy and understanding. We learn to navigate life's complexities with greater wisdom and adaptability, turning challenges into opportunities for improvement and success. In every failure lies the seed of potential, waiting to be nurtured through reflection, perseverance, and a willingness to learn. By shifting our perspective on failure, we can unlock new possibilities, achieve our goals, and contribute to a more innovative, compassionate, and resilient world. So, let failure be your guide, your teacher, and your ally in the journey toward greatness. Neuroscience reveals that our brains are wired to learn from failure. The process of making mistakes and correcting them activates neural pathways that strengthen our understanding and memory. This phenomenon, known as neuroplasticity, shows that the brain can adapt and grow in response to experiences, including failures. When we fail, our brain undergoes a process called error detection and correction. The prefrontal cortex, which is involved in decision-making and problem-solving, becomes highly active. This activity helps us analyze what went wrong and how to improve in the future. By embracing failure, we harness the brain's natural ability to learn and adapt, enhancing our cognitive abilities and problem-solving skills. Literature and storytelling often explore themes of failure, resilience, and redemption. Characters who face and overcome failure inspire readers and audiences by demonstrating the transformative power of perseverance. These stories resonate deeply because they reflect the human experience of struggle and growth. Classic literature is replete with examples of characters who face significant failures. For instance, in Herman Melville's Moby Dick, Captain Nahab's obsessive quest leads to his downfall, highlighting the consequences of hubris and obsession. Conversely, in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, the protagonist's numerous failures and setbacks are pivotal to his development and ultimate success, teaching readers about the importance of resilience and courage. History offers countless examples of failures that led to significant progress and change. Historical figures who encountered failure and used it as a stepping stone to success have shaped the world we live in today. These stories provide valuable lessons on the importance of perseverance and learning from mistakes. Thomas Edison's journey to invent the light bulb is a classic example. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's relentless experimentation and willingness to learn from each failure eventually led to one of the most important inventions in modern history. Another historical example is the Wright brothers, who faced numerous failures and crashes before successfully inventing the airplane. Their persistence and ability to learn from each setback were crucial in achieving powered flight, revolutionizing transportation and connecting the world. Different cultures have unique attitudes toward failure, influencing how individuals and societies respond to setbacks. Understanding these cultural perspectives can foster greater empathy and collaboration in a globalized world. In many Western cultures, particularly in the United States, failure is often viewed as a learning opportunity and a necessary step toward success. This perspective encourages risk-taking and innovation. Conversely, in some Eastern cultures, such as Japan, there is a strong emphasis on perfection and avoiding failure. However, concepts like Kaizen continuous improvement reflect a cultural understanding that learning from mistakes is essential for progress. In Scandinavian countries, the concept of jantelligen discourages standing out and emphasizes conformity, which can sometimes lead to a fear of failure. However, these cultures also value resilience and community support, helping individuals navigate and learn from their failures within a supportive framework. Failures in social and political movements often serve as catalysts for significant change. When societal systems fail to meet the needs of the people, it can lead to a collective awakening and drive for reform. Understanding and learning from these failures is essential for building more just and equitable societies. The women's suffrage movement faced numerous failures and setbacks before achieving success. Early campaigns for women's voting rights were met with strong resistance and numerous defeats. However, these failures galvanized activists, leading to more organized and strategic efforts. The eventual success of the movement not only granted women the right to vote but also set the stage for future gender equality advancements. Failure plays a significant role in shaping personal identity. The way individuals respond to failure can define their self-concept and life trajectory. Embracing failure as part of one's identity allows for growth and self-acceptance. Psychologist Erik Erikson's theory of psychosocial development includes the concept of identity versus role confusion, where individuals face challenges in developing a sense of self. Failure during this stage can lead to a stronger, more defined identity as individuals learn who they are through overcoming adversity. Personal narratives often involve moments of failure that become turning points. For instance, Oprah Winfrey faced numerous personal and professional failures before becoming a media mogul and influential figure. Her ability to learn from her struggles and failures has been a significant part of her narrative, inspiring millions to persevere and pursue their dreams. In the face of natural disasters, communities often experience significant failures in infrastructure, preparedness, and response. These failures can lead to devastating consequences, but also provide critical lessons for future resilience and disaster management. The response to Hurricane Katrina in 2005 highlighted numerous failures in disaster preparedness and response in the United States. The lessons learned from this catastrophe led to significant reforms in emergency management practices, improving responses to subsequent disasters. Similarly, the 2011 Fukushima nuclear disaster in Japan exposed failures in safety protocols and disaster preparedness. The lessons learned from this event have influenced global nuclear safety standards and disaster preparedness strategies, aiming to prevent similar failures in the future. Space exploration is inherently risky and filled with failures, each providing valuable lessons that propel the field forward. NASA's Apollo program, despite its ultimate success in landing humans on the moon, faced numerous failures, including the tragic Apollo 1 fire. These failures were critical in improving safety protocols and engineering practices, ensuring the success of future missions. The recent challenges and failures faced by SpaceX in developing reusable rockets highlight the iterative nature of innovation in space exploration. Each failed launch or landing provides essential data that informs improvements, bringing humanity closer to more sustainable and cost-effective space travel. Technological advancements often come with ethical failures that serve as important lessons for future development. Issues like data privacy breaches, biased algorithms, and unintended social consequences highlight the need for ethical considerations in technology. On a personal level, failure can be a profound catalyst for transformation. It forces individuals to confront their limitations, reassess their goals, and develop new strategies for success. This transformative power of failure is evident in personal stories of redemption and growth. Individuals who overcome addiction, for instance, often describe their journey as a series of failures and recoveries. Each relapse and subsequent recovery provides critical insights and strengthens their resolve, ultimately leading to lasting sobriety and personal transformation. Failure is an intrinsic and invaluable part of the human experience. It shapes our identities, fuels our creativity, drives innovation, and fosters resilience. By embracing failure, we unlock our potential for growth, learning, and success. Neuroscientific insights show that our brains are wired to learn from mistakes, enhancing our cognitive abilities and problem-solving skills. Literature and storytelling teach us about the transformative power of failure through compelling narratives. Failure in various fields, from environmental sustainability to space exploration, highlights the critical role of setbacks in driving progress and improving practices. Ethical failures in technology underscore the importance of incorporating ethical considerations into innovation. Ultimately, the way we perceive and respond to failure shapes our personal and collective futures. By viewing failure as an opportunity for growth and learning, we can transform setbacks into stepping stones toward a brighter and more successful future. Embrace failure, learn from it, and let it propel you toward a path of continuous improvement and fulfillment. In the realm of entrepreneurship, failure is often seen as a rite of passage. Many successful entrepreneurs have experienced multiple failures before achieving their breakthroughs. These experiences teach valuable lessons about market demands, business strategies, and customer needs. One iconic example is the story of Colonel Harlan Sanders, the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken (KFC). Sanders faced numerous rejections and business failures throughout his life. He famously pitched his fried chicken recipe to over 1,000 restaurants before finding success. His story highlights the importance of persistence, adaptability, and learning from each setback. Scientific research is inherently trial and error, where failure is a crucial component of the discovery process. Each failed experiment or hypothesis provides data that leads researchers closer to the truth. This iterative process is fundamental to scientific progress. The development of penicillin by Alexander Fleming is a notable example. Initially, Fleming's discovery of the antibacterial properties of mold was met with skepticism and challenges in harnessing its potential. It was only after years of refining and overcoming numerous failures that penicillin became the groundbreaking antibiotic it is today, saving countless lives. Artists, writers, and musicians often encounter failure and rejection before achieving recognition. These experiences are essential for honing their craft and developing their unique voice. The creative process thrives on experimentation, where failure is a natural and necessary part of creating something new and impactful. The journey of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, is a testament to this. Rowling faced numerous rejections from publishers before her manuscript was accepted. Her perseverance through these failures resulted in one of the most beloved and successful book series in history, illustrating how failure can lead to extraordinary success. Educational systems that recognize the value of failure foster environments where students can develop resilience, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills. Traditional education models often emphasize success and perfection, which can discourage students from taking risks and exploring new ideas. Shifting the focus to the learning process and the value of making mistakes can cultivate a growth mindset in students. Educational systems that recognize the value of failure foster environment. For example, Finland's education system, known for its emphasis on creativity and critical thinking, allows students to learn from their mistakes in a supportive environment. This approach not only enhances academic skills, but also prepares students for the complexities and uncertainties of the real world. In technology and innovation, failure is a driving force behind progress. Tech companies often adopt the mantra of fail fast, fail often to encourage rapid experimentation and learning. This mindset fosters an environment where new ideas can be tested, refined, and improved quickly. The development of the iPhone by Apple is a prime example. Before achieving the revolutionary design and functionality of the iPhone, Apple experienced several product failures and setbacks. These failures provided valuable insights that informed the development of the successful products that followed, transforming the tech industry and consumer habits. From a psychological perspective, failure can be a powerful tool for personal growth and resilience. Facing and overcoming failures builds mental toughness and emotional intelligence. It helps individuals develop coping strategies, manage stress, and maintain a positive outlook even in challenging situations. The concept of post-traumatic growth illustrates how individuals can emerge stronger and more resilient after experiencing significant failures or traumas. This growth involves a positive psychological change as a result of struggling with highly challenging life circumstances, leading to a deeper appreciation of life, improved relationships, and a greater sense of personal strength. In the field of global health and medicine, failures in public health initiatives and medical treatments often lead to critical improvements and innovations. Learning from these failures is essential for developing more effective health strategies and interventions. The initial response to the HIV/AIDS epidemic in the 1980s was marked by significant failures in understanding and managing the disease. However, these early failures spurred intense research and collaboration, leading to advancements in treatment, prevention, and global health policies that have since saved millions of lives. In sports, failure is an inherent part of the journey to excellence. Athletes encounter numerous setbacks, from losses in competition to injuries. These experiences teach valuable lessons about perseverance, discipline, and mental fortitude. The career of Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, exemplifies this. Williams has faced multiple injuries and setbacks throughout her career. Her ability to learn from these failures and come back stronger has solidified her legacy as a champion and an inspiration to athletes worldwide. Failure plays a significant role in the evolution of culture and art. Artistic movements and cultural revolutions often arise from the recognition of failures in existing paradigms. These failures drive innovation and the exploration of new ideas and forms of expression. The Impressionist movement in art, for example, emerged as a response to the failures and limitations of traditional academic painting. Artists like Claude Monet and Edgar Degas faced initial rejection and criticism, but their willingness to challenge conventions and learn from these failures led to a transformative movement that redefined art. Environmental sustainability efforts often involve complex challenges and initial failures. These setbacks provide critical lessons that drive more effective and innovative solutions for addressing environmental issues. The development of sustainable agriculture practices, such as permaculture, often involves learning from the failures of conventional farming methods. By observing and understanding the limitations and negative impacts of traditional agriculture, innovators have developed practices that promote ecological balance, biodiversity, and sustainable food production. Failures within legal and judicial systems often highlight the need for reform and improvement. Recognizing and addressing these failures is essential for creating more just and equitable societies. The civil rights movement in the United States, for example, was driven by the recognition of systemic failures in providing equal rights and justice to all citizens. The movement's successes, achieving legislative and societal changes, were built on the lessons learned from these failures, leading to significant progress in civil rights and social justice. Political leaders often face failures in policy implementation, governance, and international relations. Learning from these failures is crucial for effective leadership and the development of sound policies. Abraham Lincoln, one of the most revered presidents in American history, faced numerous failures in his political career before becoming president. His ability to learn from these setbacks and persist in his efforts was instrumental in leading the United States through the Civil War and abolishing slavery. Communities that experience collective failures, such as natural disasters or economic downturns, often emerge stronger and more resilient. These experiences foster a sense of solidarity and mutual support, driving community-driven solutions and rebuilding efforts. The city of New Orleans, for example, faced significant challenges and failures in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. The community's response to these failures involved extensive rebuilding efforts, policy reforms, and a renewed focus on resilience and sustainability, transforming the city's approach to disaster preparedness and community support. Failures in ethical business practices often lead to increased awareness and reforms in corporate governance. Companies that experience scandals or ethical breaches must learn from these failures to rebuild trust and improve their practices. The collapse of Enron in 2001, due to widespread corporate fraud, led to significant regulatory reforms, including the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. This legislation aimed to improve corporate governance and accountability, reflecting the critical lessons learned from the failures of one of the largest corporate scandals in history.